You're about to start a major new company. 4 steps to success. 1. Hire the cheapest CEO you can find. 2. Make sure your administrative costs never exceed 25%. 3. Put in charge a group of unpaid volunteers and call them board members. 4. Succeed. If you're saying to yourself, "This is ludicrous," you're absolutely right. This is no way to run a company. Then why is this the way we run our charities? We tell them to solve world hunger, take care of refugees, house the homeless, and provide clean water to the poor. The biggest, toughest challenges on the planet. Then we strangle them with unrealistic standards we would never dream of applying to corporations. Broken for Good is a film that explores the dysfunction in the nonprofit sector, and really, the dysfunction is not with the nonprofits. It's in how we think. Imagine if you invested in a major corporation based solely on how cheaply they paid their staff.
Apple has an overhead of 65%. Google has slightly higher. Google has an overhead of 74%. You see, in the for-profit world, when we're choosing to make for-profit investments, we recognize that administration expense isn't at all correlated with financial return. And it's about time that we realized in the charitable sector that administration expense also isn't correlated with social impact. And sometimes charities will need Google-sized expenditure to have Google-sized returns.
If charities are solving the world's biggest problems, shouldn't we give them the best and brightest people we can find? Shouldn't we pay them competitively to do the job well? The message is clear to charities. Apparently, no.
Be poor. You are more moral and more virtuous if you operate with a poverty mentality. We expect you to tackle the world's largest problems, but to do it with the cheapest available Band-Aid. We care just enough about changing the world to give you a donation. But if you dare think that you can think big, that you can invest that money strategically based on what we know works in the for-profit world, we will hurt you. We will chastise you in the media, criticise you on social media and at the water cooler. We'll stop our donations, cut your government funding, and take away your ability to help the very people that you are set up to benefit.
The nonprofit sector is our nation's 3rd largest industry. Nonprofits employ 10 million people, and yet they're held back by us.
You want to make $50 million selling violent video games to kids, go for it. We'll put you on the cover of Wired magazine, but you want to make $500,000 trying to cure kids of malaria, and you're considered a parasite yourself.
Doctors help humanity, yet nobody would ever question that a doctor not be well educated or have a healthy salary. So why this discrepancy with the nonprofit sector? And just because a doctor has a healthy salary, in no way does it take away the value from what he's doing. So why does it in the nonprofit sector?
Broken for Good explores how our small thinking is handicapping charities from doing their job. In fact, it's holding back charities from any growth at all.
Charitable giving has remained stuck in the U.S. at 2% of GDP ever since we started measuring it in the 1970s. That's an important fact because it tells us that in 40 years, the nonprofit sector has not been able to wrestle any market share away from the for-profit sector.
Too many nonprofits are rewarded for how little they spend, not for how much they get done. Instead, we should reward charities for big goals and big accomplishments, even if that means big expenses. What if we offered a competitive salary? What if we could attract the best and brightest minds to nonprofits? What if we applied a corporate mindset to charities? What could we accomplish? The question is, what couldn't we accomplish? We talk with the top leaders and thinkers of our time so we can start leading and thinking in new ways.
Money is oxygen. if we don't have the air that we need, the finances that allow us to expand our mission and exponentially transform more lives, if we don't have it, we can't breathe.
Along the way, we discover the story that will shape the future of philanthropy.
We were trying to solve problems. I thought we were trying to keep people from being hungry. And there's no reason to listen to me if you don't want to solve these problems in our lifetime. Like, if you're happy with social progress at the pace of molasses, I think we have a system that's really great at it. We shouldn't change a thing. But I don't think that's what people want. You know, if we want to see, before they bury us, if we want to see some of these problems solved, then we have to think in radically, beautifully innovative new ways about it.
We need to learn from the innovators, and those innovators come from every single sector. I feel that if we can understand what makes something like Coca-Cola ubiquitous, we can apply those lessons then for the public good.
The toughest problems of the world are in front of us. Let's give charities what they need. Not just money to do what they need to do, but freedom. It's going to take a new way of thinking, a new way to reimagine philanthropy. The cause is great. The stakes are high. If we're truly going to change the world, we need to change the way we think. Broken for Good, a new film, and a whole new way to reimagine philanthropy.